Hello, folks. I'm Justin Cole,
I'm Ryan Stickle.
and this is the Roundup. Today, we'll be discussing the season recap of the men's and women's soccer team.
Yeah, we are, and it's a shame because their seasons ended. Neither of them made the postseason.
Unfortunate.
And,
That's
yeah, you
unfortunate.
just don't like to see it.
But starting with the women's this year, they went 5 wins, 8 losses, and 5 ties.
Yeah,
So it was. They started well. They got off to a good start, a slow start actually. Then they tied a couple times, and then they had a 3-game winning streak. But it was kind of shaky, throughout the
yeah.
year.
And they finished fifth in the South Division of the Mountain East Conference, which is kind of a tough conference, men's and women's.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. But we both knew going into the season that they were a young team and they
Yeah.
were going to have like young players, freshmen. They were asking freshmen to step up to a big plate.
2 freshman goalies on the season too, and I mean that freshman goalies. I mean that's such an important position, and you're kind of throwing them into the fire. A lot of pressure on them as
Agreed.
just coming fresh into the game, speed changing from high school.
Agreed. What sets teams apart is experience, right?
Yeah,
And in games, in every game, you're going to have your back against the wall in a tough position. And a veteran player responds to those situations, because he's been there before.
Yeah.
So he may move faster and get your team out of the hole. Whereas,
yeah. You talk about freshman goalies. It's really situations that you've never been in before.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there could be uncertainty. There could be some panic there, nervousness. Whereas as you move along, you say, "I've been here before. I know how to handle this exact situation."
Exactly. Let's talk about a few stats this season. Shepard had a total of 23 goals on the year.
Yeah, you talk about freshman Darian Ball led the team with 6 goals. Kate Eddy, right behind her, had 4 goals.
Yeah, so it's a lot of production, because Kate,
Yeah.
I believe, is a sophomore. So 2 young players who are leading the team.
Yeah, you talk about a freshman Darian Ball leading the team in scoring. I mean, you look at that going forward, that's really important to
Yeah,
get your freshmen involved.
And she also led the team with 12 assists on the year. So
Oh,
she
wow.
also set her teammates up to score as well this season.
Yeah, so we're going to move on from that, and we're going to talk about the men's soccer team. Did not do very well this year.
Ooh, it was kind of rough for those guys.
It was rough. Yeah, the men went 1-17 overall, 0-14 in conference play.
But Ryan, the MEC is a tough conference.
Yeah.
3 teams already are nationally ranked, and other teams are just very well respected around the region.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, and it's very competitive. But unfortunately, they just
Yeah, it's just hard to get it together. And a lot like the girls, we were talking, a very young team the boys
Yeah.
had this year.
Yeah.
So obviously room for improvement.
Yeah.
But they're only going to get better as they go on. So that'll be something to look forward to, I think.
I think one thing that they have to. Well, what was a problem was matching intensity of other teams.
Yeah.
And also, I think, matching the intensity and challenging balls from other teams, defensively, as a midfielder, you don't want the ball to get behind you, to your defenders. You want to control the pace of the game in soccer. So I think that's one area that they struggled with, and going forward they will have to work on.
Yeah, and I think intensity, I think that can come more naturally once you kind of figure out the college game. You get more experience in there.
And the speed of the game.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And on paper, their stats pretty much match their record.
Okay.
They only got 3 goals on the whole season, and it's pretty rough.
Yeah, and that hurts to hear because once again, they weren't able to create scoring opportunities for themselves, and
Yeah.
that starts in the middle, once again.
Yeah, you look at a little deeper into the stats, average just 5.6 shots per game compared to their opponents, almost 4 times more, taking 20 shots a game.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so
Wow.
any advice for them in the off season you got for the boys soccer team?
My advice for them would to just to learn on working to move the ball with one another,
Yeah.
as a team. If you're functioning as one unit, it's hard to stop. as well as creating scoring opportunities for themselves. You know,
Yeah.
5.6 is not going to cut it.
No.
And next year, the school athletic department is moving to the PSAC, and they're very competitive as
Very
well.
good
I don't
conference.
know if they have as many nationally ranked teams, but it's still very competitive.
Yeah, definitely one of the bigger conferences in the region.
Yeah, yeah, especially.
And so you just look for them, both teams, men's and women's, moving forward. A lot of youth, the experience, you'll get more of that. And you look for improvement year
Yeah.
after year. So
Yeah,
we'll be looking forward to them
definitely.
next couple of years for sure.
For sure.
That's all we got for the Ram Roundup today. I'm Ryan,
And I'm Justin.
and we hope to see you next time.